It's been a crazy year so far, like we mentioned at the top of the show. We just had an episode of ThrowBLKs come out. OutKast, Speakerbox Love Below. I don't know if you got a chance to listen to that bands. We walked through the whole album, their whole history, everything. Great episode.
Great episode. Yo. Great albums. I think it's funny. I was listening back to it, and J5 swears that he like gave Love Below its proper respect. But I'm like, you kind of shit on that album. Like you kind of shitted on that classic album.
I didn't.
It was a very much like, yeah.
You know what it was? Is I listened to it and I'm like, man, you did your man's wrong. And I think that's where it is.
I just don't believe that's a narrative, man.
I always thought that.
All right, we talked about it on the show. If you haven't checked it out yet, please check it out. One of our best.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I gotta tell y'all, like, I love Spotify because Spotify will make me listen to music that I don't listen to all the time, and I'll literally find artists on Spotify like, yo, I had no clue. It kept spitting Aquemini at me, the song, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna listen. And I like did like a crazy OutKast deep dive over the last 2 weeks, and I had to text our friend, everybody's friend here, David Dennis, because he's been preaching OutKast to me for 100 years. And I was like, yo, you've been right. You've been right the whole time. Like, my bad. I fucked up. And he's just like, yo, I'm going to frame this, by the way.
There's a legitimate claim that they have probably some of the most classic albums of any rap artist ever.
Yeah. Like, I mean, absolutely the greatest rap duo. Definitely one of the best rap group, top 5. I mean, you know, it's like Wu-Tang, them.
UGK to me.
NWA. Yeah, it's like only a few up there, but... Yeah. But man, yeah, like it's funny that you mentioned like the algorithm spitting out things to you because I've been listening to a lot of Big X the Plug. Guy from Texas, this is gonna lead somewhere. And as I'm listening to him, like his album will go off, and then he'll always play me this guy. His name is Nephew. I think he's from Atlanta. Yeah. He has this record called So Fresh So Clean.
Is it with an X? Nephew with an X?
Nah, Nephew NEFEW.
I've never heard of
Nephew. I don't know. Anyway, it always plays this song So Fresh So Clean. He samples OutKast, obviously.
That's crazy.
It's a good little interpolation remix type thing from a new guy. Like I was like, okay, this is cool.
And again, like you saw Quavo and Takeoff sample them too 2 years ago.
On what record?
On their album.
Oh shit, I missed that.
They sample So Fresh So Clean. Again,
I do remember that. You're right.
The influences are you know, they're wide ranging.
I was gonna say, I feel like people don't sample and reference them enough.
No.
They have a lot of classics. I think Wayne did a really good job of it early on in his mixtape era, but you don't really catch that too much.
It's one of those things where like you know, we're so antsy about you got to know the history of hip hop and all that shit, but the reality of that is like we miss stuff just growing up. Just like you miss entire acts. It's like, oh, I didn't. So I knew of OutKast. I knew of the bigger songs. I loved Elevators. I loved Miss Jackson. Everybody loved that. Prototype.
Yeah,
but I never gave it its just full attention until now as a grown ass man. And I was like, damn, like, and again, David been preaching OutKast to me since I met him. And I'm like, yeah, you was right. The motherfuckers right there. Mm-hmm. Crazy. And the thing about them too is like there is a little bit of dated to some of the music, but much like I think kind of early 90s West Coast, they use so much soul and kind of timeless instrumentation that like, yo, you can pick a lot of that up now and just rock with it. And
a lot of it's like Bootsy Collins inspired. A lot of it is like Parliament inspired. A lot of it is like old 70s like blaxploitation type shit inspired. It's like it's otherworldly, and I think that Speakerbox Love Below is, you know, it still brings that in, and we talk about that in the episode as well. But I feel like I gave it its just due. If you feel like I didn't give it its just due, hit me up. Hit us up on the Patreon.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment. Let me know if I didn't leave them their just due, because I feel like I like the album, even though it does sound like a bunch of demos. It really does.
The Love Below.
Yeah,
I like that one better than Speakerbox, which is like,
thank you.
That was my whole. You know, I'm constantly the guy that's trying to go against the grain. So
that's
back in, I think that was senior year. I'm telling everybody like, yo, this one's better. I'm telling you guys. And I think it was Pink and Blue, and then the joint with what's the actress name?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, Rosario. I was like, yo, these are the ones I'm telling y'all. And it's crazy looking back, like how much that changed music in a lot of weird ways.
That's exactly what we touched on in the episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it really did.